Is there a father in this world who would not try to provide for his children and his wife? Is there a father in this world who would want to be locked up in a cell away from his family? Is there a father in this world who would not defend justice and rights till the very end?
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and welcome to a meeting entitled Shared Values. This is organized by Brent Islamic Circle in association with Forum for Social Studies from Saudi Arabia. This is the first time that we've actually done an interactive meeting with Christian speakers. For those of you who think that this is going to be a debate and a slanging match, you could actually leave now, because that's not the intention of the evening. The evening's intention is to try and understand each other's viewpoints a lot further and to see what we have in common. Basically, the outline of the evening will be that shortly there will be a Quranic recitation and a recitation from the Bible. Then we have Dr. Reverend William Taylor talking on community values and the role of religion in the next century. Then we have Dr. Naik from India speaking about family values. Then a further 5 minutes for Dr. William Taylor to comment on any of the earlier speakers. Between 10 and 11 there'll be an hour reserved for question and answers, and they will be purely written questions. There is paper on every seat. If anybody wants to ask a question, please just handwrite it and put it on one of the tables on the side, and we'll try and answer as many as possible. I'd like now to ask Brother Tayyib Sharif, who is an A-level student hoping to go to university this year, to do a Quranic recitation. Tayyib.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فما أوتيتم من شيء فمتاع الحياة الدنيا وما عند الله خير وأبقى للذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون وما عند الله خير وأبقى وما عند الله خير وأبقى للذين آمنوا وما عند الله خير وأبقى للذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون والذين يجتنبون كبائر الإثم والفواحش وإذا ما غضبوا هم يغفرون والذين استجابوا لربهم وأقاموا الصلاة وأمرهم شورى بينهم ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين استجابوا لربهم وأقاموا الصلاة وأمرهم شورى بينهم ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين إذا أصابهم البغي هم ينتصرون وجزاء سيئة سيئة مثلها فمن عفا وأصلح فأجره على الله فمن عفا وأصلح فأجره على الله إنه لا يحب الظالمين ولمن انتصر بعد ظلمه فأولئك ما عليهم من سبيل ولمن انتصر بعد ظلمه فأولئك ما عليهم من سبيل إنما السبيل على الذين يظلمون الناس ويبغون في الأرض بغير الحق أولئك لهم عذاب أليم ولمن صبر وغفر إن ذلك لمن عزم الأمور ولمن صبر وغفر إن ذلك لمن عزم الأمور صدق الله العظيم. These are verses 36 to 42 of Surah number 42, Surah Shura. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. Whatever you are given here is but the enjoyment of this life. But that which is with Allah is better and more lasting. It is for those who believe and put their trust in their Lord. Those who avoid the greater sins and indecencies, and when they are angry, even then forgive. Those who respond to their Lord and establish regular prayer, who conduct their affairs by mutual consultation, who spend out of what we bestow on them for sustenance. And those who, when an oppressive wrong is inflicted on them, are not cowed but help and defend themselves. The recompense for an injury is an injury equal thereto in degree. But if a person forgives and makes reconciliation, his reward is due from Allah. For Allah loveth not those who do wrong. But indeed, if any do help and defend himself, even after a wrong done to him, against such there is no cause of blame. The blame is only against those who oppress men with wrongdoing and insolently transgress beyond bounds through the land, defying right and justice. For such there will be a chastisement grievous. But indeed, if any show patience and forgive, that would truly be an affair of great resolution. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.
Thank you very much, Dave. I'd now like to ask Brother Brian Gates, who is the local councillor in the Borough of Harrow, to do a short reading from the Bible.
I'm reading two passages this evening, one from the Old Testament and one from the New. And the Old Testament reading is in the book of Psalms, and it's Psalm 133. Behold, how good and pleasant it is when brothers dwell in unity. It is like the precious oil upon the head, running down upon the beard of Aaron, running down on the collar of his robes. It is like the dew of Hermon, which falls on the mountains of Zion. for there the Lord has commanded the blessing, life forevermore. And the second reading from the Bible this evening is taken from the Gospel of Matthew in the New Testament, and it's chapter 25, verses 34 to 46. Then the king will say to those at his right hand, "Come, O blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see thee hungry and feed thee, or thirsty and give thee drink? And when did we see thee a stranger and welcome thee, or naked and clothe thee? And when did we see thee sick or in prison and visit thee?" And the king will answer them, "Truly, I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it to me." Then he will say to those on his left hand, "Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me, naked, and you did not clothe me, sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." Then they will also answer, "Lord, when did we see thee hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison, and did not minister to thee?" Then he will answer them, "Truly, I say to you, as you did it not to one of the least of these, you did it not to me." And they will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous into eternal life.
Thank you very much indeed. Now I'd like to welcome Reverend Dr. William Taylor, who is an Anglican priest and Area Dean of Ealing in West London. His academic background is in Middle Eastern languages, politics and theology. He worked on his PhD thesis on non-Muslim minorities in the Ottoman Empire while training for the priesthood at Cambridge. Formerly on the Archbishop of Canterbury's personal staff at Lambeth Palace, his responsibilities were for relations with Orthodox churches, especially in the Near East. He was a chaplain to the British Embassy in Amman, Jordan, while acting as a consultant for Orthodox relations to the Diocese of Jerusalem. He has travelled extensively in most of the Turkic-speaking republics in Turkey and every Arab country except Mauritania. He is a writer and broadcaster, and as he's given me such a long introduction, maybe I could ask him to cut his speech down by a couple of minutes.
I'm very grateful for this opportunity to be with you this evening and to listen to views and to share my own based on my own experience of working with Islam in the Middle East and in this country. My subject is one which I believe is especially important at the moment to all societies, and particularly to those who are in a position to effect change within society. That's to say, those in political authority, the religious leadership, academic institutions, and those in public service, business, diplomats, as well as decent men and women of all walks of life. The question is this: what should be the role of religious faith in defining a community's values, direction, and even public policy? We can be sure of one thing: this question is not going to go away, even in the liberal secular West. Last year, the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington published a book entitled Religion: The Missing Dimension of Statecraft. The whole thesis of this book is that public policy makers, especially in the West, have consistently underestimated the potency of religious faith in forming public policy. In Western policy making, who could have predicted, for example, the explosion of so-called ethnic and religious fervor which marked the collapse of the former Yugoslavia? In any case, such foresight would, I believe, have demanded more historical education than our political classes have been known for. Similarly, the religious leadership must play a more dynamic and creative role in conflict resolution. Now, in much of the world, we have underestimated for too long the ability of religions, of cultures and religions to create divisions. We have failed to grasp what that can mean, particularly for young people. Even more than ethnicity, religion discriminates sharply between people. For example, a person can be half French and half Arab, and simultaneously a citizen of two countries. It is more difficult to be half Catholic and half Muslim. One of the best-known Christian theologians, the German Roman Catholic theologian Hans Küng, gave a lecture in London last year entitled "Towards a Global Ethic." His thesis, and mine today, is that the search for peace between the world faiths is one of the most urgent tasks facing humankind. He said this, Hans Küng: "Without peace between the religions, war between the civilizations. No peace among the religions without dialogue between the religions. No dialogue between the religions without investigation of the foundations of the religions." I believe that analysis to